I'm here now with former Congressman Jim Davis. I have to ask you, is this Republican tide a singular event in response to the bad economy, or do you think it's a long-term shift towards conservatism?
Well, what's consistent here, this is the third time the voters have said, we want change. And they sent a very powerful message. Obviously, the presidential election was about that. But what they've also said is we want divided government. We want the Congress to slow down. We want the Congress to take a different course. And we want to see the parties working together and governing more from the center.
What kind of changes are we going to see now with this Republican leadership?
Well, in the politics, the president is going to have to work with Democrats and Republicans in Congress to get things done. And the Republicans in Congress are going to have to work with the president to get things done. The economy continues to be a very tough challenge, and this will be a powerful opportunity for them to work together.
We're going to turn now to the local races. Were politicians like Linda Salcena and John Dingfelder voted out based on their merit, or were they just caught up in this whole Republican tide?
Well, I think there was a strong turnout among Republican voters and independent voters who voted Republican this year. So I think that certainly helped in the local races. But local races tend to be decided based more on character. You had strong candidates on both sides of those races, and some of them are pretty close.
What does 2010 say for 2012?
I think that the economy is going to continue to dominate folks' interest, particularly here in the Tampa Bay area in the state of Florida. And if the elected officials do not get the job done, 2012 may be another year where the voters say, we don't like what you're doing and we're not sending you back to office.
What, in terms of our state, what do Democrats have to do to reclaim leadership in this state?
Well, I think the key for everybody that got elected last night, Democrat and Republican, is doing their job. There's not a lot of low-hanging fruit right now. There's not a lot the government can do. It can do a few things very well. The quality of the candidates, the vision they offer is always key in these races, and you see that all over the state and the country yesterday. Marco Rubio had a very simple, powerful message. Whether you agree with it or not, he stuck with it. You knew where he stands. The same thing will be true in 2012. The other change that happened last night is that the way the district lines are drawn for state and federal races will change. We will have more competitive districts. If people don't do their job, they're more likely to lose, and it will make it easier for people to run for office against incumbents.
We talked earlier, is Florida now a red state?
Still purple.
Still purple. Let me ask you, too, in response to John Boehner's speech last night, very emotional. He talked about, wanting to roll up his sleeves and get to work with President Obama. Is that going to happen? I mean, can these two parties come together?
Well, it's a test. And I think John Boehner, with whom I served in Congress, understands the magnitude of the responsibility. You could just see the weight falling on his shoulders last night. I think that's one of the reasons he was so emotional. You saw it with the president in 2010 when he claimed victory. It's a huge responsibility. This isn't just about winning, it's about doing the job. So I think John Boehner has a powerful opportunity to work together. But there's some people elected to Washington who are not used to that kind of cooperation. It's going to take real leadership from both the president and John Boehner to get that done.
Let's talk about Mitch McConnell now, saying that the first priority for Republicans is to get Obama out of office. I mean, does that attitude have to change?
It does. That's not a prescription for improving the economy, for balancing the budget, for paying down the debt, for making health care work, regardless of how you want to do it. That's inside Washington political talk. And the voters don't like that. They understand elections. It's like football season. The game's over. Let's get back to work. So I truly believe here at home and around the country, people expect these elected officials to do their job. And that isn't about politics. It's about working together and getting results.
Do we have time for one more question, guys? Okay. How long, I mean, realistically, do you think that's going to happen? Can that happen in 2 years? Or is it going to take the full 2 years for that to happen, for these two parties to try to work together?
When we work together, here at home or nationally, there's nothing we can't accomplish. Changes won't happen overnight. This economy is not going to get better overnight. So if the president is truly committed to working together with Democrats and Republicans, he can get things done. He campaigned on that. And I know that there were Republicans elected to Congress yesterday for the first time and going back that have done that in the past and can do it again. A lot's going to depend upon what people expect, and that's the message I drew from yesterday, which is we have a difficult situation, we have a tough economy, and we expect you to help.
Thank you, Jim.